What's up, everybody? Well, we got a new project today. I got a gift card for $50 to Home Depot, and I have one day. My family's all sick, so there's nothing we can really do. I made them breakfast, and then now all I have left to do is work on the house. So I got 50 bucks, one day. I'm going to be redoing my walkway and staircase right behind me, as you can see. Okay, so today this is what I'm working on. I have these old patio stones and these old cobblestones with a bunch of pea gravel that one of my tenants, when this was a rental, redid this walkway, and I'm sure it was nice when she did it, but at this point it's one of those things where these pebbles are getting all over my lawn. They're a problem in the summer with the lawnmower and the weed whip, and they're a problem in the winter with the snowblower or the shovel. You can see rocks get all over the flower beds, things like that. Not to mention that these stairs are getting old. So it's about time. I got a gift card for $50 from Home Depot. So my goal is going to be able to get this done for under $50 if it's possible. I don't know if it will be. I'm gonna lay down some railroad ties or 6x6s treated. I'm gonna spike them into the ground, and then I'm gonna lay treated lumber parallel with the driveway and make it like a walkway. Kind of look like my deck right there, just moving this way. So we'll see. I'm gonna get it done today. I only got $50 in one day. Let's see what happens. Okay, first things first, I removed the cobblestones, all the pebbles, and the patio pavers, and I tried to get rid of some of the dirt. I didn't do enough this time and had to go back 2 or 3 times, which was fine. So the first thing I did was I dug the trenches on each side for the 4x4s. These are treated lumber, and I squared them with some string and a 2x6. And I tried to get them to the depth that I needed them to be so that a 2x6 could sit on top and still be level with my driveway and the bottom of my stairs. So I used this long 2x6, which was a mistake, and I had to start with this small one because it was more accurate. And I raked everything out. Using my tape measure, I made sure everything was square, and I set up my workspace and started cutting the treated 4x4s. I did have an extra 6x6 laying around in the garage, which you'll see in the center there. I got lucky with that one because those are expensive. And the first thing I did was drill 1/2-inch holes in the 4x4s and 6x6s, and made sure everything was level and flush. And then I would drive 1/2-inch rebar into those 4x4s to make sure they're set into the ground, all the while keeping everything square with a 2x6 on each end. You can see the kids are helping me as much as they can. Here I'm driving in those rebar spikes. I just used the sledgehammer and a 1/2-inch drill bit. Then I filled in that area, and I laid down some plastic. This is a heavy duty plastic, and I just used a stapler to staple everything down. And I cut off the excess. And then I did a dry layout of the 2x6s as I cut them to figure out if I was going to square them off the driveway or square them off of my house, because I had to pick one. If I squared them off the house, it didn't look right from the street. If I squared it off the driveway, it didn't look right from my back door. So I called for my wife, and she told me what she wanted me to do. So I screwed everything in. I used the chalk line to know where my screws would be, and I cut the top and bottom piece to be flush with the stairs and with my driveway. And then I started to clean up. And then you notice my kids did a little dance party on the patio right here. And this is the final product. That chalk will wash away soon. Okay, so as you can see, today we did the sidewalk. I did not do the stairs, as you notice. That's because a lesson that I learned about stairs last week is if you're going to tear down the staircase, make sure you have time to put it all the way back up. Because if you're running out of daylight, or you don't have the time, or you run out of materials, then you're stuck without a staircase and people can't get up on your porch or wherever the stairs are. We have a dog that has bad hips and he has a hard time with stairs anyways. So I just decided that we weren't going to actually do the stairs. As you notice, they are in disrepair and need to be redone. So I just stopped with the sidewalk. It was tricky because I couldn't square the sidewalk off of my driveway because the driveway is not square to the house, and I couldn't square them off the house because it was too dramatic of an angle and it looked weird. So I split the difference basically, which you got to do sometimes. So I'm happy with the project, the way that it turned out. It did run me about $100. So I started off wanting to get it done for $50 and I couldn't. So if you want to do something like this, it's going to cost you about $100 in lumber. The treated is expensive. I did have an extra 2x6. I'm sorry, I did have an extra 6x6 that I used for the center tie, but I did buy the treated 4x4s for the left and the right railroad ties. And then I used deck screws because they're treated and they're for exterior. But I'm happy with the way things turned out. And the next project will be the stairs because I definitely need to do something about them. And it's probably going to cost the same thing. My guess would be another $100 plus 5 or 6 hours. This project took me about 6 hours to do, but there was a lot of work. I had to pull out all those roots. I had to pull out a lot of dirt, pull out a lot of pea gravel, pull out a lot of patio pavers. And but overall, I'm happy with it. I knocked it out in 6 hours, and now I have a sidewalk with no more rocks that are getting in my lawn, getting in the snowblower, getting in the lawnmower. So I'm happy with it. I hope this helped. And maybe you have a project like that and you're wondering how to get done and what it was going to cost. Well, now you know. Thanks for watching.